Welcome to surface area. First thing we're going to do in the video though is see if you can list all of these formulas from memory in your notes. So you can do that on a piece of paper or in your guided notes. Rectangle, parallelogram, triangle, trapezoid, circle. You can pause the video and try it out. So we'll check and see in class if you got them all right, or you can check with your guided notes. So this section, 10.5, surface area, is about prisms and cylinders. First of all, the two main questions are what is surface area and what is lateral area? So surface area is very straightforward. It's all of the areas that cover the surface of an object. So if you ever get lost, always go back to all the areas of all of the surface of an object. Then lateral area is a little trickier. The lateral area is just the sides of an object. So think about if you took off the top and the bottom, all of the leftover sides would be the lateral area. So let's take a look here. Lateral area, remember all of the sides of a figure, everything except the bases. So if we were to do the lateral area of this figure, it would be the front, this side, the back, and this side. Now let's go ahead and look at it a little more closely. We have the front and the back, the two sides, and that would be it. Now the bases, this big B right here stands for the area of the base. That's the top and the bottom. So here are the bases, the top and the bottom. So to find the area of the base in this situation, we would do length times width or base times height. Surface area is actually just going to be the lateral area plus 2 of the bases. Essentially all of the sides plus the top and the bottom. So if we got into more specific details, the lateral area, the formula that you need to write down, the perimeter of the base times the height. Now the reason that is because if we tried to find the area of this rectangle right here, it would be 6 times 7. Then the next side would be 8 times 7. Then the back would be 6 times 7, and the final side would be 8 times 7. Notice we multiplied every number in the perimeter times the height, which was 7. So the faster way to do it is to find the perimeter. So in this case, 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 8. We would add those all together and multiply it times the height, which is 7. Once we find the lateral area, then we need to find the area of the bases. So remember, this is a base right here. 6 is parallel to this side, 6. 8 is parallel to this side, 8. So to find the area of the base, 6 times 8. Our final step to find the surface area would be to find this lateral area, put it here, and then multiply this base, 48, times 2. Now we need to do an actual example. So let's start by finding the lateral area. Remember that is the perimeter, P, times the height. So let's find all of those things. The perimeter of the base, 7 plus 4 plus 7 plus 4. So 7 plus 4 essentially times 2. So the perimeter is 22. The height then would be the 6. 22 times 6, that would be 132 centimeters squared. Write that a little more clearly. Centimeters squared. Now let's go ahead and find the surface area. The lateral area plus 2 of the bases. Now a base is going to be right here. So we need to do 7 times 4. So our surface area would be our lateral area, 132, plus 2 of the bases, 2 times 7 times 4, which I know you know is 28. Okay, if we put all of that into our calculator, 132 plus 2 times 7 times 4, we get 188 centimeters squared. So now we have our surface area and we have our lateral area. Now this is a little bit of a different shape. This is a triangular prism. So for the lateral area, it'll be a little different, but not that different. Remember, it's the perimeter times the height, but now the perimeter is a triangle. If we look parallel to the 15, that would also be 15. Parallel to the 9, this would be 9. So if we wanted to find the perimeter of the base, we know that that's going to be 12 plus 15 plus 9. Plus 15 plus 9. So that's going to be 36 times the height. The height right here is 4 again. And 36 times 4, 144 centimeters squared. Let's go on to our surface area. Surface area is the lateral area plus 2 of the bases. Now, a base is a triangle, so we need to do 1/2 base times height. 1/2. Now, here's our base of the triangle, 9. Here's the height of the triangle, 12. Times 9 times 12. And it's easy to do 1/2 times 12 first, 6. 6 times 9 is 54. So now let's put it in. Surface area equals 144 plus 2 times 54. And we get 252 centimeters squared. The final thing we need to talk about is the surface area of a cylinder. So it's the same exact thing as the other prisms, but now we're dealing with circles. So the lateral area would have to be, again, the perimeter times the height, but the perimeter now is the circumference instead of a triangle or a rectangle. So we have pi times diameter times height. Again, remember, it's still the same thing. Then the base, now that it's a circle, the area of the base would be pi times radius squared, pi r squared. Surface area is still the same, lateral area plus 2 of the bases. So now let's find the lateral area and the surface area of this cylinder. So lateral area is the perimeter times the height, but the perimeter is pi times diameter times height. Our diameter is 10. Pi times 10 times the height would be 14. We're going to round to the nearest whole number here. Pi times 10 times 14. Remember, if the mode on your calculator is off, you're going to get it in pi instead of in an actual decimal. Pi times 10 times 14. 440 centimeters squared. Now let's go to the surface area. Surface area is going to be the lateral area plus 2 of the bases We already have our lateral area, 440. Now we need to do 2 times the base, which is pi, times the radius squared. So we have 2 times pi. Now the radius, we don't have that. But if we start with 10, the radius has to be 5. So 2 pi times 5 squared. We can put that all straight into our calculator. 440 plus 2 pi 5 squared. We're going to round to the nearest whole number again. 597 centimeters squared. Please watch this again if you had a little bit of difficulty with the cylinder. Now we won't go through this entire problem again, but I just want to point out a few things. First of all, the diameter and the height. Now this is like a soup can was tipped over upside on its side. So the diameter is actually going to be right here because it's parallel to the part that goes right through the circle. And the height is going to be right here. The height always connects the two bases. So 6 would be the height. Now remember, lateral area would be the perimeter. Now the perimeter of a circle is pi times diameter, and then we have to multiply always by the height. So that would be pi times, oh, we just said the diameter was 10, not 6. 10 times 6. And then if we went on to surface area, again remember, lateral area plus 2 bases. Now remember, we have the diameter. The radius would be 5 again, half of the diameter. So when we use pi times radius squared, pi times 5 squared. Okay, go ahead and try that one on your own. See how it goes, and we'll talk about that one in class. So this is the self-check part that you have to go to your guided notes and check and see if you can do this problem. This is like the ones at the beginning, so if you're getting stuck, watch the beginning part, because this one is a rectangular prism. Start with the lateral area, then find the surface area, and we will check this answer tomorrow.